I'm only going to get this vulnerable because I love this group and we're amongst beautiful people and I love you all. When you talk about, not caring about what people think and having that mindset and doing different things, other people may have experienced this. I grew up in a blue-collar town. I grew up in Buffalo, New York. The goal was to get a union job. That's all you were ever told. I don't care what it was, but get a union job, become an apprentice, get that union job, get that pension. You're in there for 40 years, and that's what you do. The only other path was go to college and pick a career and do it. And I did that because that's how I was wired when I was a kid. I was told to do that. I was told to go to school, go to college, get a job, get married, have kids. So all that fell apart after it was done because, of course, it's not a way. But my point is, when I started my own business, became very successful very quickly, it's hard for me to say. My mother was actually upset when she heard about how much money we made one year. She was actually upset. She was honestly upset because of the industry I was doing it in as well. Maybe if I was curing cancer, it would have been a better thing. I can't not care about what my mother thinks. And it's difficult even now. I don't talk to her about my business anymore. In some ways, she doesn't like the business I'm in. In some ways, she doesn't agree with the choices I've made. And my extended family, which is huge, hundreds and hundreds of cousins all still living in Buffalo, New York, living that life, which they're successful. They've done those things. And you're almost a pariah in your own family because of, and my success is tiny compared to the people in this room. And so when I think about that and what's next and what I want to do, I want to isolate those people in my life. And it's...
Well, let me see if I can help with that. So, number one, you said I can't not care what my mother thinks, so you're going to be labeled to that because you're telling yourself that's the reality. Now, that isn't the reality. I don't care what my mom thinks about certain things. I probably should say that. I'm not going to go ask her business advice. She's not a multimillionaire or a billionaire. So, but you telling yourself I can't not care what my mother thinks means that you won't. Take a look at the screen. You got to understand how the world's 1% thinks. And when I say that, I said not in an ignorant way. You don't care what people think, but I said not in an ignorant way, in an aware way. Now, of course you're going to care what your mom, you love her, she loves you. You're going to care about certain things, but it can't be about business, not if you want to succeed. You're following an ignorant person, and ignorance isn't a bad term. It just means not knowing. But stop telling yourself, I can't not care what my mom thinks. Sound is energy. It goes right back into your subconscious mind. You're ingraining it. And this is why people with PTSD, if you're sitting on a couch reliving the experience, is the worst possible thing you can do. It's the polar opposite of what needs to be done. What you want to do is only focus on what you want and gratitude. High vibration, what do you want? Two things. We don't think about the past unless you want to recreate the past. It's straight physics. We become what we think. Make sense? But again, it's just not taught in school. It's very simple concepts, but how old are you? So 47 years of programming one way, right? There's things we do to rewire. It's probably not going to happen today. A little bit of it can, but it doesn't have to take long. It's pretty simple. But we got to pay attention to the language. I can't is an illusion. It's a lie. There's no such thing as I can't. It's are you willing, and are you able? And everybody here is able. So the only challenge is are you willing? Yeah,
right.
But those spouses, family, those can be some of the closest environmental stimuluses and the hardest ones to get past. They really are because of the love and the connection. But unless your mom's, like you said, a multi-billionaire, why are you listening to her about business?
Brian,
Makes sense?
so we know that in your teachings in the Matrix, it's about creating wealth, becoming successful, but correct me if I'm wrong, these are a lot of the situations that your entrepreneurs, your business owners
100%.
actually have to deal with first, get that out of the way, so then they can have the breakthrough, the paradigm shift, to then start building the wealth, the billion-dollar company. Am I correct? And that's what you
100%.
work on, right?
No, I'm glad Ray said that. So number one, wealth is not money. Wealth is not money. Wealth is the whole human experience. It's spirituality, it's friendships, it's relationships, it's physical fitness, it's philanthropy. Money is the easiest thing. It becomes so easy, right? So wealth is not money. People get confused with that. Wealth is the whole heavenly human experience. And you hit it right on the head. A lot of what we're dealing with when we're working with entrepreneurs is some of these other environmental stimuluses that are pulling them in the wrong directions. not necessarily just their company and their business. That's a really good point. Let me just get the last thing here. So I do have a give. And if you guys want to pull out your phones, if you go to briandalmaso360.com, and I've done this with a few people already, just a 1-hour strategy session, digging real deep into your personal particular experience, highlighting some things just like that, super simple. I can give a lot of value pretty quickly. And we have it for the team. We did this with Pam and her team already. If you guys are running teams, I have about a 45-minute value-based webinar where they can ask questions just like this at the end. Really builds like community and gets them thinking, gets a bit on the same page. The first thing I do when I ask the whole team, I said, on the count of 3, I want you to answer this question. I said, 1, 2, 3, what is the company's goal? So I did this with Pam and her team, and they're like, world dominance. It was cool, but the subconscious mind doesn't know what that means, right? And I've never had any company in Harmony say what the company's goal was, so how the hell would they ever get there when your employees don't even know the goal, you know? So we do team building exercise. Again, this is just a free give back. I love what I do. And number 2 would be one for yourselves, or both, right? So pull out your phone, briandalmaso360.com, hit the contact and save it. Shoot me a text, and just text 1, 2, or both. And we can schedule a one-on-one strategy session, or one with your team, or both. All right? Now, I do have an ask, too. One of my passion projects is something called the Mindset Masters. We actually teach this for about $1 a day in a Facebook group called the Mindset Masters. And it's sort of my give back to the world. We're teaching capsules of information to the masses so they can just make those first steps. We've had at least 7 people not commit suicide from being in this group, and just understanding the mind map, understanding where they are is not their fault. And it's also not the fault of the people that might have done some things to them. It's just levels of awareness and things of that nature. So this is my passion project, and what we're looking for from you guys is anybody that are influencers, like big influencers in either real estate or sales or coaching. They have big followings, and they want to give back. They want to actually impact their audience with some of this information, so their audience can really level up. And the second ask would be getting on podcasts, interviews, anything to really get this message out. I've done quite a few already. I love impacting. I love doing what we're doing here. So those would be my 2 asks. All right, so we do have a couple more minutes. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. Anybody's got any questions on anything?
I think everybody here wants to just sit down and talk to you for a long time. Yeah. Sarah, on green, please.
Hi, Brian. I would love to have you come and speak to my audience.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, around.
great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just hit the, right, I think you have one too, yeah, cool.
Looking good in the BA hat. I like it. All right. Anyone else down here in the end? We'll go to Blue, please. Blue.
Excellent presentation, Ryan.
Thanks,
Loved
brother.
it. And that's coming from a psychiatrist, and I could use you. Okay? And
Well,
my team
what's
can
funny?
use you.
Bob, he's never been to any formal schools. He dropped out of high school. He has psychologists and psychiatrists from all over the world hiring him to teach them about the mind.
Yeah.
And it's just different. It's different than the textbook study. It's understanding at a universal level instead of a sort of a physical level. Yeah.
I think where I make a difference in people's lives is through the same intuitive knowledge that I have. And I think that's what you embody. And I think that's fantastic. I'm going to join your Facebook
Yeah,
group
love
too.
to connect.
And would love to talk to you more about, you know how you said you want to bring it to the younger people?
Yes.
I'm a child psychiatrist.
Oh, wow,
So
yeah.
I think about NLP in children. And I think there are a couple of people here that would love, right, Anita, to not have kids placed on medications. And Tara,
100%.
about teaching this through coaches to other people.
Yeah.
So if you
We're
have an interest,
developing,
let's talk.
we have a program called Thinking in Results, which is more for like entrepreneurs, but we're literally in the middle of creating Thinking Results for kids. It's called CAPE, it's a different project, but we're literally developing the curriculum, and it's kind of cartoon-based instead of, yeah.
Yeah, I would
So I'd
love to know
chat.
more about it and help you spread that word.
Amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Let's go right behind you here. Partiv is on green.
Partiv, what's up, handsome?
Hi, Brian. I want to help him get with some other psychiatrists. I have someone in the family who is a pediatric psychiatrist.
Okay.
So I will connect the three of you, and you guys have fun. So this is my cousin. She's at San Francisco Children's Hospital, and yeah, this thing should be shared.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Partha. Right here, we'll stay on green. Anita?
Thank you, Brian. That was really awesome. And I really love that you're teaching this. I do have some connections for you as well that I can make. So if you can send me a little intro so I can introduce you properly. And I love that you're from my hometown of Boston. All right.
Thank you so much. Love it.
Coming right behind us here, Ray, on white.
So I just want to say that, I've worked with Brian for a little while and I've gotten to know him, and he's a badass in what he does, as you can see. But for all the entrepreneurs in the room, whether it's growing your business, whether it's scaling where it's working better with your team, or whether it's some personal issues subconsciously in your family, with your relationships, the work he does is amazing. So I encourage everyone, whether you think you need some assistance or not, to schedule that call with him, because through the questions he asks and the process he goes through, you start to find some things that you didn't even realize were going on, because it's back here, it's in your blind spot in your subconscious, and sometimes the things you're not even aware of is the thing we need to break through to get you to that next level. So I'm just going to encourage everyone to take advantage of the gift he's offering and connect with him, whether you think you need it or not, because I promise you it'll be really worth your while.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, beautiful. Right behind you, Ray.
Actually, I'm going to build on that. The only time we don't need that call is when we're dead. And let me be very clear.
You're hired.
Let me be very clear. There's always a next level. Otherwise, we
Yes.
literally, then we're dead. Like, no next level is the highest level. You're dead. You go to heaven or wherever you want to go. So we may not know we want or not want the next level, but I believe that we are souls walking in this life path, and that I always say it's like Mario Bro. There's always a next level of the game.
Yeah.
You either want to progress or want to get stuck or go back. So everybody needs this call because it shows you the way to your next biggest game.
Amen. I love that.
Yeah, I love it. Ryan,
Very cool. Thanks, brother.
always amazing. 2 seconds on the clock. With 2 seconds, look at that. Bam! Right on time. Well done. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, brother.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please, please, please comment, like, and share, and click on that subscribe button so you can get all of the wealth mindset videos from the Matrix Success Network. Thank you very much. Be well. God bless.